Chapter 14. Let's go. It was Sunday, the day following our sukiyaki celebration meal. Despite it being Sunday, I woke up at my usual weekday time because we had planned to visit the other world that morning. Yet, I didn't feel any hardship. I was in quite a good mood. After breakfast, I changed into a suite and headed for the living room. There, Rory and Miriam were already dressed in white robes waiting for me. Shall we go? Yes. It feels like it's been a long time, even though we just went last week. True enough. We went through the usual door and found ourselves in the house in another world. Stepping out, we made our way to the village. The villagers were, as always, hard at work. It feels like a huge responsibility to be in charge of these people's lives, but I remind myself not to overthink it as we head to the village chief's house. Entering the chief's home, we found him talking with Monica, just like last week. Good morning. Ah, Tatsuya Dono, Ruri, and Miriam. Good morning. Good morning. When we greeted them, both the village chief and Monica returned our greetings. Village chief, how is your back? It's much better now. I'm truly thankful. I was concerned because the medicine was created by the push of a button, but it looks like it's actually working. When should I bring the next dose? A single pill lasts a month, so there's no rush. Got it. Let me know when you run out, and I'll bring more. Thank you. So what brings you here today? The village chief inquires. I've been thinking about the issue we discussed last week. Despite my inexperience, I'm willing to take on the task. Oh, is that so? The village chief reacts with exaggerated joy. Yes, however, since I lack experience, I hope to get help from both you and Monica. We'll certainly help. I'll lend my support as well. Both of them nod in agreement, smiling. Thank you very much. Where do we start? Start by looking around the village and familiarize yourself with the villagers, ensuring they remember you. I will introduce you formally when the moment is suitable. That might be better than having a sudden change in leadership. Understood. I had planned to tour the village anyway. Then, I'm counting on you. After the village chief bowed his head, I bowed in return and left the house. I then toured around the village. As I walked and took in the view of the village, almost everyone greeted me. Perhaps the extreme shortage of amusement is why an outsider like me is considered such a rarity. While introducing myself, I also took note of any issues within the village. The villagers were all cheerful and energetic, and I could hear various stories and introduce myself as well. As I made my rounds through the village, I entered details of the problems, people's names, and occupations into my smartphone. Having mostly finished my tour, I decided to check the boundary between the forest and the village. It seems they plan to clear these trees for farmland. I mused as I touched the thick trunk of a tree. Yes, that will be the case. Truly the heaviest of labors, no? Indeed, felling trees is no easy task. And even after they're down, the roots must be dug out. I see. I made a last note on how challenging it was to remove the roots and tucked my smartphone back into my pocket. I think I've seen enough for today. Let's head back home. Understood. Then we shall return. We arrived home and took a moment to relax. Then I organized what I had learned today and spent some time practicing magic. The next day was Monday, so I was obligated to go to the office. However, I think my eyes don't look as dead as they did last week. When I got to the company, I immediately headed to the section chief's office to inform him of my resignation. I was then promptly taken to another room and they tried to persuade me to stay, but when I mentioned that I had already secured another job, they grudgingly gave their consent. Nonetheless, there are transition duties that prevent me from leaving right away. The week has been particularly hectic with the handover of tasks, and furthermore getting accustomed to my role through ongoing explanations at the Timer Association, all while reflecting on the enigmatic otherworldly village. During the weekends, I visited the village, engaging in conversations and fostering camaraderie with the villagers. The next week continued with more handovers, and before I knew it, Friday had arrived. This was my last day at work, and since my colleagues were throwing me a farewell party, I told Rory I wouldn't need dinner and went out to drink. At the gathering, they grilled me about my next job, but I gave them all vague answers and dodged the questions. After wrapping up the first round of drinks, I went home and took a bath. Emerging from the bath and returning to the living room, Rory had prepared some tea. "Sorry about that." "Not at all. You've worked hard for a long time. Your life takes a new turn starting tomorrow, but I, Rory, will be there to support you, Tatsuya-san." She said this while softly touching my back. This girl seems to be too perfect as a human being. "Thank you," I said, patting Rory on the head, and her face lit up with joy. Suddenly, Miriam sprang from the cardboard box and settled onto my lap. "Miriam, I'm counting on you too," I said as I stroked her back. As usual, the fur is gorgeous. "Leave it to me, meow." "That's right. Let's have a celebration party, meow." "Then I'll bring some strong zero." After saying that, Rory brought over strong zero. "Strong zero, huh?" I had some drinks before coming back, but I want to see Yamada's good side for a change. "Hey, why do you have that?" "Rory, let's stop with the strong zero, please." "What the hell are you guys doing during the day?